The Lapras event is here. Free EX cards for everyone. We also have the Bent Pack Theory. Is it real or is it a conspiracy? Was launch a success? It's been out for like a week now. Here are our thoughts on that, as well as a recap of the Pocket Invitational. Let's jump into episode 4 of Pocket Pod with my co-host, Willow. All right, Willow, we got this Lapras EX event. At the time that everyone's listening, this might already be live, but for us right now recording, it's not live yet.
But we do know a decent amount about it, which is nice.
Yeah, so we're going to go through what we do know here using this article. I will link it below. But we got a new card seemingly free if you participate for Lapras EX, which I think is going to be a very good card.
Yeah, me too. I think somewhere in this article they say that experienced players are saying that the cards are going to be very good. But I disagree. I think Lapras is going to be a good card, and I'm excited to have, well, you're going to see a lot of it, because even if it's not that good, even if it's not like some meta-breaking card, I think you're going to see a decent amount of it, because lots of people are going to get access through it, through this event, and it's just a big basic EX Pokemon to be able to play with, and for a lot of people, especially because we have so many new players, it's going to be some of their best options for, and one of their best Misty targets as well. So
yeah, if there's anything we know, it's that basic EX Pokemon tend to be pretty dang good. And Lapras is no exception at 140 HP, pretty tanky. You can get it in your opening hand or pull it with a Pokeball. And then yeah, Misty, of course, being able to juice this up on turn 1 in theory, like Articuno doing 80 damage and blasting the bench for 10. We can start doing Bubble Drain for 80, but healing for 20. So that little chip damage that your opponent does isn't really going to matter with Lapras kind of just healing for 20 turn over turn. So yeah, these Pokemon doing 40 damage like a Farfetch, it doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, what we do know, we're going to be like getting packs for playing. It seems like there's a bunch of different difficulties. We don't know how many times you're going to be able to run this event. It seems like there's going to be some sort of energy system. It might be similar to Wonder Pick. Maybe there's hourglasses. Maybe you earn tickets somehow in order to participate. We don't really know. But within the pack, looks like we got Lapras, Mankey, Pikachu, Clefairy, and Butterfree. And I think we don't really know, like, if you open the pack, do you get all 5 cards just like that? Or
I wish we did know. By the time, I don't think there's too much reason for us to spend time speculating about how many times we can repeat this or how these exact packs work, because it's very likely that by the time you guys are seeing this, you can just play and find out. So instead of having us speculate about that, all we can say for certain is that you're going to get packs. In those packs will be some combination of those 5 cards we just went over, and it's worth noting that 2 of those 5 cards are brand new cards. There's not only Lapras EX, but there's also the new Mankey, which is pretty exciting because it kind of fundamentally changes Primate quite a bit as well. So
yeah,
let's look forward to.
Yeah, everything else just looks like art. A new Pikachu, a new Clefairy, a new Butterfree. But yeah, Mankey. Finally, a card that you actually want to hurt itself in order to enable Primate. Mankey's going to be good. And yeah, Lapras, of course, also going to be good. Excited to see some Primate in the meta, maybe? I hope. Yeah. And then, yeah, it seems like there's different difficulties here. We got beginner, intermediate, advanced, and expert. And we can see different drop rates for all of these. Beginner is, 51% of dropping a pack, I guess. 100% of a shine dust, and then 38% of a shop ticket. We don't exactly know what the shop ticket pertains to.
I assume the shop ticket is just like the standard shop tickets we already have, like the thing you can get 4 of a day or 5 of a day or whatever it is. Those are just called shop tickets. So that's probably what that is. I'm curious to see if you can just start at expert, or whether you have to have completed 1 beginner, then 1 intermediate, then 1 advanced, and then expert.
Yeah.
Because I think there's not, just looking at the deck lists that the AI uses here, which we have in front of us, their deck lists don't get dramatically stronger. I mean, the beginner one is a very weak deck, but the expert one compared to like the advanced one is like, there's a very minimal jump there, but there's a huge jump in drop rate. It goes from like 80% to 100%.
Yeah.
And the decks are like marginally better than each other. So if you can just jump straight to Expert and you already have a decent collection, I'd recommend just farming Expert because it's a 100% chance for the promo pack.
Yeah, so looking at these real quick, beginner has a 51% chance of dropping a promo pack, and it's just full of Pokemon. This is like a free win, especially if you bring like a Pikachu deck. Against intermediate, we got still not the best deck here. They're running 2 Pokedex, 2 Dodrios, some Goldines, Starmie normal. Not Starmie EX, like that seems like a free win, and that has a 64% chance of dropping a promo pack. In advance, we have an 80% chance of a promo pack. This is a much more solid looking deck. We got 2 Golducks, 2 Starmies, and 2 Lapras EX. This might be more of a challenge for sure. And then the 100% drop rate expert deck. What's the difference between this one and the other one? Let's see. It's running 2 Golducks, 2 Starmies, 2 Lapras, 2 Misty.
I think they're identical.
I think they're kind of identical. So I wonder what the difference is here.
Just the AI gets stronger, maybe makes smarter decisions. I don't know.
Maybe the Misty gets heads at least once every time.
Yeah, there you go. Boom. Secret Misty buff.
Yeah.
They're only running 1 Misty in the Expert. That seems crazy. They run 2. What?
Yeah,
It's Expert, right? Let them high roll.
That's true. Maybe that's the difference. Maybe this is an incorrect data mine, but seems to be a fun event. Depending on how many times you could do it, I mean, might as well just hit the maximum, get a bunch of Lapras EX, and a bunch of
I will say,
everything.
It would behoove you if you're even if you're a free-to-play player, I would recommend running this as many times as you can, even if you already have your 2 copies of Lapras and your 2 copies of all the other cards here, just because seemingly it might be the case that there isn't another way to obtain these Laprases or these other cards again in the future. So just having additional copies of these might be valuable to have, either to upgrade them with flares or to trade them to other players. I assume that these will have relatively high trade values just because, like I said, it seems to be the case that these won't be obtainable through another method unless they add another method in the future. So
yeah, I think we're talking about in the other pod, we're hoping there's a way to obtain Lapras EX, especially if it does end up being like a good card, as we anticipate it will be. So hopefully there's other ways to get it for players who either haven't started playing yet or whatever. But yeah, stock up on these so you can trade them out. I am hoping maybe with the mini set or something that this is just included in the packs, maybe without the exclusive badge or whatever from being from an event. That would make sense. But then there's collectors who are going to want the badge anyway, and maybe you could trade your Lapras EX in the future for something quite valuable.
Yeah, that's true. Even if they do re-release Lapras in the future, it probably won't have that little stamp. So there's always going to be, if you have like 50 of these Laprases, there are going to be people who want them, even if it's just that little stamp.
Yeah. I mean, I think we can move on to other topics, such as, how do you feel like launch is going? Has the game met your expectations? Are you having a good time?
Yeah, launch has been great. I've been really cool to see lots more eyes on the game. My Twitter timeline previously had like basically 0 Pokemon Pocket activity, but I'm seeing a bunch of different people talk about Pokemon Pocket, people who I didn't even think would be interested in the game. VGC players, Pokemon trading card game players, like traditional Pokemon trading card game players have been playing the game a lot. It's been cool to see a lot of people playing. I personally haven't noticed a huge difference for like my personal enjoyment compared to pre-release and post-launch, just because not a lot changed for the way that I engage with the game. But that's not a bad thing because I was already enjoying the game. So
yeah. I think there's a lot of closet pocketers out there, like a lot of people who are just really enjoying the game and not really talking about it too much. Like I'm seeing a lot of new people pop in my chat every day. It just seems like a bunch of new chatters. So I think there's a lot of new eyes on it. And I feel like my enjoyment has actually gone up. I don't know if it's because like finally my whole audience can also like play and participate. A lot of people didn't want to play during the soft launch because, I don't know, the VPN too hard to set up. I mean, moving to New Zealand too expensive or whatever. But now everyone seems to be on it. And I think people are hesitant to try it, maybe. But then once they try it, it's like, wow, this is fun. This is good. And I think a lot of people were all about the collection aspect. But once they finally start battling, it's like, this is actually good. And my thing is like, I also expect it to be more of a collection thing and battling to be like okay, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I feel like the more I play it, the more I understand like how the game works. I've been having an amazing time cooking up a lot of fun decks. I still think like Mewtwo and Pikachu are the top decks, but I'm pulling like a solid amount of wins, like just running random stuff like Weezing and Wigglytuff feels pretty good. Running Lilligant and Vileplume is pretty good. Running Beedrill and Wigglytuff or Beedrill and Executor, like all these decks feel solid. And then like a lot of success with this Arbok Weezing Koga deck, which in the past I feel like it was still a good deck, but not that many people were playing it. So I'm just like this aggro Blaine deck. I could go on and on, but I'm finding a lot of fun, solid decks that are like maybe B or C tier, and it's just been very enjoyable for me. And I feel like everyone's just kind of having a good time. So launch has been great in my opinion, and the game has far exceeded my expectations. And the cadence of things coming out, I'm so excited, man. In 5 weeks or so, we get the mini set. 6 weeks after that, a new set. Tomorrow, we got the Lapras thing, or I guess if you're watching this now, it's probably live today. We have the second half of the Meowth thing coming out in 4 days. It just seems like non-stop events and content. And I don't know, man. Buckle up. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's exactly what we asked for. Honestly, they're doing everything I wanted them to do, but I had like low expectations, so they've gone above and beyond for me. Even though it's exactly what I wanted, it is not what I was expecting. But yeah, we're getting so much content so regularly and so frequently, and pretty quickly too. I mean, we're getting a brand new card in the game, and most people have barely even started their journey on collecting all the cards. So yeah, it's a pretty exciting time. Holy, you got a lot of Meowths there. What's going on there?
It's just my Meowth binder. I'm just collecting Meowths. I mean, there's a lot of fun. I'm trying to collect a bunch of flared Arboks here. Nice. You know, I'm just farming likes, but there's this bent pack theory real quick.
Oh yeah.
I wanna bust this myth. I don't think it's true. I think it's a conspiracy. They have these offered rates. I think legally they might get into some issues. I'm not a lawyer, but like I feel like this probably has to be pretty accurate, because it is a gacha game, and I don't think they would kind of risk that. Also, if you could just open bent packs and increase they would make less money. Why would they even implement something like that?
I don't even think it's about less money. So just in case you know, maybe someone hasn't even heard about it, there's a theory going around currently that when you open up a single pack, you see the carousel of 10 cards. The top of the card can be, or the top of the pack can be kind of folded in a little bit. People have been theorizing that there's a higher chance of you pulling rare cards from those packs. But yes, I agree with Dekkster. I don't think there's any chance that that's real. But not even just because it's like, oh, it quote unquote makes them less money. This guy just ripped a $1,200 or 1,200 shine dust or whatever it was, 1,200 pack point card like that without even flinching. That's crazy.
I need to get rid of it so I can open a pack and show this theory.
Gotcha. So yeah, some of these packs are folded and.
Oh. All right, I know there's a lot of audio listeners out there, but here's one that has a bent corner in the top right. You can see in the top right or top left when you open a single pack, not 10 at a time, you can see a little bent. Yes, some people are saying that means there's going to be a rare card in there. And you can go through and look. A lot of them are not bent. Sometimes you open or you bring out a pool of 10 and they're just 0 are bent. But this one is. Nope, not that one. This one is. So let's go ahead and let's open it, see if there's a rare card. So we can bust this theory. There's not a rare card. We're pulling it to the side here. We have got absolutely nothing, I guess, unless the pincer counts. It's a 2 diamond.
Yeah, definitely. Boom. 2 diamond card. Huge.
Yeah. So a lot of people really believe this is true. And if you think this is true, maybe you're just a conspiracy sort of person. Maybe that's just your cup of tea. But yeah, it can't be true.
I think the biggest reason it can't be true is because if it was true, think about how boring it would be from the player's perspective. You're right now you're thinking, oh, it's fun and exciting because every time I open a pack, I can do this. But think about how boring it is if you drop like you've got like 500 gold, you're about to open up a ton of packs, you should never, ever, ever open up 10 packs at a time if this was true. You should open up each of them individually, one by one, because you could, quote-unquote, target the rare packs. Yeah, it would be... The implications of this being real would actually be just like an awful thing for anybody who's opening up more than one pack at a time, or I guess who would open up 10 packs at a time, because you should literally never use that if this was true.
Yeah.
And it would be so boring.
Yeah, but I think it's a bit of fun if you are opening one pack at a time. Like, might as well just go through and have a bit of fun with it. I've opened 2 more. The first one we had a bent pack. The next set, or next 2 sets, we've gotten no bent packs, I think, unless I'm somehow missing it. So, I mean, even just getting a bent pack on its own is kind of rare, but I think it's just something they just put in.
I will say, I heard someone saying on... I don't remember if it was Twitter or Reddit or something like that, but someone was saying like, oh, it doesn't actually matter which pack you pull at all, because the contents of your pack is like decided beforehand or whatever, which I'm sure it is, in the sense that each pack has its defined content. But this carousel is real. Each of these packs are different. Someone asked them about this at the New York event, and they said that, yes, when you go to this screen, each of these packs are indeed different. So even though there's no way of us knowing what the contents of these packs are, for some reason, behind the scenes, they do have different contents. But still, there's none... This theory is irrelevant, because there's 0 chance they would give us any information about what's inside of these packs.
Yeah, I'm trying... I can't even find a second bent pack at this point, to be honest. I'm on my 5th pack now.
Look at all these hourglasses you're spending right now. You're going to regret this when set 2 comes along and you spend your maximum daily on gold pack openings. You still don't have every card, and you're going to think back to this moment and think, wow, I could have had those hourglasses right now to open up more packs, but I can't because I wanted to show off a bent pack.
You're right, and I still can't find one, but you'll have to... I'm going to stop now, but I've had a couple backwards one. Maybe there's good luck with those. But no, there isn't. I've got nothing good. Imagine I opened a pack for this segment and I actually got like a crown rare, and it was like a bent pack.
Yeah. Still no crown rares or god packs from me.
Really?
How many packs deep are you?
Oh god, I don't know, but I'm opening another one even though I said I was done. I have opened over 1,000 packs. I have 1 crown rare, 0 god packs. I actually tweeted about this and it went mini viral.
Nice.
But oh my gosh, I can't find a bent pack. I think they're listening to me. He's
gonna spend another one. What's crazy is he said he wouldn't, but he's going to open up another one until he finds this extra bent pack.
No, but this one was not bent, and it did have Venusaur EX.
Executor. Oh, I thought it was Executor. Oh, we're in Mewtwo packs. I should have known.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, that theory is busted, but it's fun. I mean, if you spin through the carousel, you find a bent one. Why not do it? But I highly, highly doubt that there's any legitimacy to that conspiracy.
Well, you had kind of a tournament thing, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we did have a little tournament. That was a lot of fun. I don't know how many people watched. Do I have the flyer here? Maybe I could throw it up. Yeah, so we had the Pocket Invitational that was organized by me and Spraggles, and also by Gunny, who kind of ran the whole back end. He did a great job. This was all like pro bono, I think's the word. I don't know. It was just for fun. There was no sponsor or anything. So Spraggles and I both, we did this, and I think it went pretty good. We had 16 content creators there, and Willow was one of them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, I wish I could say it was fun to participate, but I got knocked out round 1. Super rolled on. I got really unlucky. It is what it is, you know. But
I did not get to watch your match. I'm not gonna lie. We were like trying to decide, who do we have to watch first and stuff. And I was like, we don't have to watch Willow first because he's gonna like make it to the finals. Like I had a lot of confidence on you. If I was a gambling man, I would have lost a lot of money.
Bro,
because
you should go back and watch my games. I got scammed, bro. I got so scammed on my 2 games, but it is what it is, man.
I was like, Willow's gonna pull through. That's my podcast partner. You know, I'll go watch him later, like in the quarterfinals or something.
I think that was a safe bet, to be honest. I think my decks were strong. It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I played Charizard into Wigglytuff, Weezing, and that game I just didn't find my evolution line, which is such a big shame because I think I needed to win that one. Well, I ended up finding my evolution line, but it was like a turn too late. If I got it a turn earlier, there was hope. But it showed up a turn too late, where like mathematically speaking, I couldn't keep up with opponent's damage. And then, well, actually, technically speaking, I could have, but I needed to survive a sleep coin flip, but I lost that coin flip.
Oh.
And then, so yeah, and then I was going into a match that I knew was Pikachu EX, and I knew that my Charizard matchup there wasn't good, because obviously Pikachu's very fast, Charizard needs time, and not for nothing, but Moltres has the type disadvantage. So, so yeah, I knew there was a good chance my Charizard would lose that as well, but I knew I also had to win that matchup because it's a Conquest format, you need to win with both your decks. So I just threw Charizard into that, knowing that there was a decent chance it was going to lose anyway, just because I knew I had to win with it eventually. And yeah, it just didn't go my way. Pikachu had a really fast tempo, and I didn't hit my stuff early enough. It is what it is.
Yeah, I kind of do want to go back and watch it. It's unfortunate we weren't able to cover everything, but that would have taken like 12 hours or something. But yeah, you lost to Captain Kerr. Captain Kerr, I think he could have won. He could have made it to the finals. He misclicked. At one point, he was supposed to like retreat his Weezing and put back in his Wigglytuff to put his opponent to sleep, which I guess would have been a 50-50. But he would have won if he won that 50-50, but he accidentally attacked. And then he immediately just like face palmed, and he knew he knew at that moment he messed up. So that was excruciating to watch. Was hoping for him to also pull through, but yeah, I think it was a pretty good event. I would love to hear people's thoughts on it, because I mean, I guess I kind of feel like I ran it. It wasn't like a professional thing. Like I was throwing up the scene swaps. I was throwing up the images. I invited most of the contestants. Spraggles helped a little bit. But yeah.
I didn't watch much of the main broadcast, but the bits that I did looked really nice. So I think you guys did a great job. And congratulations to Raven, who won, right? Yeah,
Raven pulled through, man. He had some really cool decks. For some reason, they had Golduck in them, but they did good. They did. He won. He won the thing. So the Golducks were solid, I guess.
I scanned through everyone's deck lists the day before the event when they became public information to everybody, and I was just like eyeballing the deck lists, and I was just like, I don't know. Honestly, I'm thinking. I thought. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Yumus?
Yeah, I think Yumus.
I thought he had. I thought he had like a really good chance of winning the whole thing just based on his two deck lists.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
And then.
Oof. You didn't watch the finals?
No, I didn't watch the finals.
Oh my god!
How far did he ended up making it?
Yumus was in the grand finals.
Oh, okay. Raven's
first match. Maybe I'm spoiling this. I don't know. If you don't want to hear spoilers, maybe click off. But you can watch this all. It's on Spraggle's YouTube. But Raven lost to a Misty. He benched a basic. His opponent got Misty. Yumu's got Misty. On his Articuno, he got enough to just do 80 damage. He won within like 1 minute of the first match or round or whatever. And then for the second round, Raven won. And then for the third round, Raven was bringing his Weezing Arbok deck against Yumu's Executor Venusaur deck, which can heal so much. And the Weezing Arbok deck does not put out a lot of damage to put up with Erica heals. And the whole time I was just like, oh man, like this is not looking good for Raven because it's such a poor matchup for him. He has to do everything perfectly. And then, yeah, at some point I made a bad call. I thought he threw, but he used he used a supporter card. I didn't realize he had already used one, but yeah, he pulled through, man. He played flawlessly, and he got the win against a bad matchup, a really bad matchup for him. So
nice.
Yeah, it was great to watch, and I'm excited to hopefully do another one here in the short future. We're talking about it. in the back trying to figure out the cadence. We feel like every 3 weeks might be too much, so we're thinking every major release. So after the mini set, we might do one shortly after that. Then after the set 2, we might do one.
I'm curious. This is a bit of a sidebar, but because of some patch timings and servers being down, you had to push that tournament to post-launch. Now looking back at that, are you happy that you ended up doing it post-launch, or would you still have preferred to have done it before launch?
I don't really know. I guess we'll never know how the viewership would have been beforehand, but I was very satisfied with the viewership. I think we had about 10,000 concurrent viewers across all channels. And before that, probably would have had a lot less. But it was awkward because we pushed the timing. Like, we pushed marketing. Spriggles and I were both talking about it for so long. I was talking about it in the pod, so I'm worried like some people had in their calendar and then they showed up and the event just didn't happen. But it's like, yeah, they had maintenance. They were like, oh, Dekkster's trying to throw in this big event. Let's do maintenance at the exact time that it starts. So we're like, all right. So we had to push it, and yeah, it did well, I think. It was stressful, but it seems like most people liked it, I think.
Yeah.
Except for you, because you got knocked out so quickly, but you weren't supposed to.
Yeah, I got scammed, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. It happens.
But yeah, that was good. Again, please give me your thoughts on it, because I'm the one who pretty much, well, me and Gunny and Spraggles, we organized it. So we'll take constructive criticism and use that going forward. If you're watching this day of, on November 8th, there should be the second phase of the Meowth event going on. Whatever emblem event number 1 is, that starts November 7th. And then we have the Meowth event phase 2 starts November 8th. We got the fire event starting November 22nd.
Really excited about that because I want to know more about how that works.
Yeah, so it's just, there's so much going on non-stop, it feels like. And then next thing you know, mini sets coming out. There's a Black Friday event also November 22nd. And then in December, there's Emblem event. There's Bulbasaur Magnemite.
We get kind of like a calendar similar to what we're looking at on our screens right now in-game. Keeping up with this many events regularly is pretty difficult through the like in-game systems.
Yeah, it's a bit overwhelming. There's maybe like too many events. But if you look at this, it doesn't say when the mini set's coming out. So I wonder if that's not been actually data mined. But supposedly last time, like, that Italian data miner found the set, so maybe they know something that Pocket Codex doesn't know.
It's also possible Pocket Codex doesn't want to list that on their calendar for whatever reason.
Yeah, maybe they just don't want to go to prison or something.
Well, I don't know about that, but yeah.
But yeah, that's about it. If you are listening to this podcast in video format on YouTube, you can also listen to it on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts or whatever it's called. And if you are already listening there, maybe give it a thumbs up. What is it, 5 stars? I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
A review.
Does sound accurate. One of those things.
Yeah, just give it a review. So maybe it'll help it in the algorithm or whatever. But yeah, we'll have another one of these next week. We'll have episode 5. We haven't missed a week yet. We're doing great.
Yeah, never gonna miss a week.
Yeah,
not once.
Not once. I hope not. But yeah, say goodbye, Willow.
Bye, guys.